Now let's turn our attention to chapter 6 and a very challenging narrative. Chapter 6 begins, "When humans began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose. The fallen ones, or Nephilim, were on the earth in those days, and also after, when the sons of God came into the daughters of humans. And they bore children to them. Those were the mighty ones of old, men of name." Well, let's start with the Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is Nephilim. Who are the Nephilim? Now, if the term Nephilim were used in my Hebrew class, my students would translate it fallen ones. If Nephilim means fallen ones, why did the Septuagint translate it gigantes, or giants? That's an interesting question. Now in Numbers chapter 13, we'll get there after a while, the 10 scouts compare the large-size Anakites to the Nephilim. Actually, they say the large Anakites are Nephilim. Now the problem in this case is that the narrator of Numbers chapter 13 says that the 10 scouts are giving a bad report, and in that case meaning they are giving an intentional distortion of the facts. So that really raises a question for us, is I understand why the giants from Numbers 13 might be put into Genesis chapter 6 by the Septuagint translators, but it doesn't seem like a bad report that's intentionally distorted is a good reason to think that there's giants here. Now, when we look at Genesis chapter 6:4, we realize that if we read it very literally, like the translation I gave you, the passage characterizes the Nephilim without respect to their size. It says they are mighty heroes, persons of name. We might say persons of reputation from antiquity. Now, they could be large-sized warriors, but not necessarily. They're described here for their might, their prowess, and their fame. Now, who are the sons of God, and who are the daughters of humans? That is, literally, the Ha-Adam, the human race. Now, some say that the daughters of humans are females from the line of Cain, and the sons of God are males from the line of Seth. Now, where this comes from is, if we remember in Genesis chapter 5, which we looked at in this session, Adam is a son of God, and Seth is a son of Adam. So in that sense, the line of Seth that's spelled out in chapter 5, they could be the sons of God over and against the daughters of humans from the line of Cain. That's one way to go, and there's some other spins that could go a little bit of a different way. But specifically, the genealogies in Genesis chapter 4 and 5 are thought to maybe line up to these two people, sons of God, daughters of humans. But others say that the sons of God are celestial beings. Sometimes we call them angelic beings, fallen ones who are perverting the human race by seducing women. Now, although Christian laity often enjoy debating these and other views, one thing that's important for us to recognize is that the upshot in this passage, in either case, is that God saw the wickedness of the human race and decided to kill everyone. Well, almost everyone except Noah. So there's nothing wrong with these debates, but we need to make sure that they don't obscure or eclipse the bigger story of what's happening, whatever the perversion of the human race entails.